Pacific Ocean from 16,000 feet in the air. When I went to check out my emotions, found a part of them weren't there. But I got a lot of stuff, never seems to be enough to me. Why can't I be satisfied? I'm a victim of the media saturation, what you might call your sensory overkill. I know that it's a pitiful situation, but I just can't wait for my next thrill. Though I've seen a lot of stuff, never seems to be enough to me. Why can't I be satisfied? Now all of my past life seems faded. I doubt if it will ever return. I'm getting older but jaded, and the fire's still there but it won't burn. Now maybe you can light a spark, don't leave me sitting in the dark. Now won't you please help me to be satisfied? Well, I circumnavigated the Pacific Ocean from 16,000 feet in the air. And when I went to check out my emotions, I found that part of them weren't there. I've got a lot of stuff, never seems to be enough to me. Why can't I be satisfied? Very kind of you. Thank you, folks. Listen, I'd like to play an Outback song. Everybody always likes a good Outback tale, and here's one from Hank. True story, this, by the way. Well, there's a lonesome in the bush under a star-strewn sky, where the crickets chirp and the wild dingoes call. But this night under the full moon, I couldn't tell you why the dingo noises made my skin crawl. And to find out what was going on, I got downwind of them, and I crawled till I could see over a rise. There was a dingo family tearing flesh from a fallen kangaroo, but as I looked, I could not believe my eyes. 'Cause down below me in the clearing with that dingo bunch was a stunning looking human girl joining them for lunch. Hey, Dingo Girl, raised in the wild. Hey, Dingo Girl, some woman's child. Hey, Dingo Girl, running with the pack. She was running wild in the great outback. quietly closer while they ate that kangaroo. There was a savage, naked wildness in her eyes. But I snapped a twig and the dogs looked up. Dingo Girl did too. They turned and ran, but she stood hypnotized. Our eyes met for some seconds. Something deep within her stirred. Then she was gone, but in those seconds told me more than words. Hey, Dingo Girl, come back. Dingo Girl, don't run off down the track. Hey, Dingo Girl, come home with me. You belong with us, not out there running free. No. I kept thinking about that Dingo Girl and a strange look in her eyes. I went back to that place each chance I could. I thought that I might befriend her and rekindle human ties, and she'd live with me and leave the bush for good. And then one night I was sitting by my fire, thoughts drifting back to her. I heard a noise, and there through the flames I saw her. She cautiously moved into the light. She was aware, alert, wild. Again our eyes met, and I saw there a certain sadness but understanding. She left humanity years ago and was not impressed, and being a Dingo Girl was to be her fate. Almost a tear fell from her eye as the male dingo walked up beside her. They turned and were gone. Hey, Dingo Girl, come back. Dingo Girl, don't run off down the track. Hey, Dingo Girl, come home with me. You belong with us, not out there running free. She was a Dingo Girl, raised in the wild. A Dingo Girl, some woman's child. A Dingo Girl, running with the pack. She was running wild in the great outback. Yeah, she was running wild in the great outback. True story. I kid you not. It'll be in all the papers soon, Len. As soon as Rob's video hits YouTube. Listen, for my last song today, I'd like to play you a song that was I helped write with my good friend Jeff Dutton when we were called Great Divide. This is back last century sometime. I just contributed a couple of words, but Jeff's a real bushie. Comes from Bangalore in New South Wales. And this is, I guess, a Jeff Dutton special protest song. It's called The Answer Is No. I don't care about the perfume that brings me around. I don't care about the bright lights that take you to town. Don't look forward to your weekend up in the snow. Don't care much about nothing. The answer is no. I don't care about the water in your water supply. Don't give a damn about the smog you call air in the sky. Couldn't care less about the fact that you think I'm so low. Don't care much about nothing. The answer is no. Just give me something to hold on to and trust. Like when I was a kid, on the old man's farm, horse flies and dust. Where seasons stayed the same, what a shame we didn't know what the wind of change would bring. The answer was no. Now you can tell me about the evolution at hand, and you can mention to me some cosmo plan about how our kids have more chance to learn and to grow. Well, looking at them now, the answer is no. I don't need no front seat at someone else's show. I don't need no satellite news to keep me firmly in the know. Don't talk pie in the sky or the energy flow. You can't impress me at all. The answer is no. Just give me something to hold on to and trust. Like when I was a kid on the old man's farm, horse flies and dust. Where seasons stayed the same, what a shame we didn't know what the wind of change would bring. The answer was no. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been very kind to me.